Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain went like it's gonna need a load for a minute first. Why does it say new? Eh? Oh, boy, I guess I didn't beat him yet. Whatever, man. Whatever. Whatever, man. You just feel the need to tell me all the levels I haven't beaten yet. Whatever. Restart. Wonder if it'll fix the the dialogue, or if we'll just have to check the that to begin with.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh well, guess we'll find out.
Now, just before we start, I know a lot about Warhammer, but I don't know a lot about the Empire of Man because I physically cannot learn Empire of Man because I get bored.
Shit, I forgot we were supposed to watch that video. Did you watch that video already?
Yeah.
Okay, so you at least know what
Yeah, I
enough.
know the basics.
I know like the Emperor and the whole like horny jail, you know, and deal with Empire of Man. But I kind of hope there's a bit more going on with this than just the Empire.
I mean, I hope, but don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I know. I don't expect it. It does say priest of the perform cleaning rites as a tech priest of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Filth is temporary, honor is forever. Nice.
Land Raider, the Rhino.
Let me just check the audio real quick and then we'll be ready. Let's turn that volume way down. Watch. Go to our chant. Not stories, we still don't have those yet. I'm still not sure what a story even is. I need to ask, like, Retri or something. Mogsy is an egg now. That's cool. You playing Ace Attorney again? Sick. Say something? Say something? Okay. I was talking to you, but
Oh, me.
you're probably audible. I mean,
It's fine. It's PlayStation.
the PlayStation audio has been a little weird lately, where it's like the person who isn't playing has like a metal, not metal, like staticky overlay on their voice, but like whatever.
Do I sound like Omega?
Maybe a little bit. Blessing of the Machine Right initiated. Magos Pertinax PS Forge Temple Ring of Iron Mars. I assume this is a tech priest we're being introduction tech priest. I'm your superior. Magos Pertinax PS. It is to be your sacred duty to cleanse the Imperium's illustrious machines. Okay, they are all. Unless the last one isn't an empire thing.
That would be pretty cool, but that's fine.
Imagine the last one is just like the Emperor's throne or something.
The Golden Throne? I really hope that the last one is a fucking Warlord Titan.
Could you imagine? And remove any lingering defilements. To this end, you are to be stationed at Forge Temple 48759 under the supervision of Engineer Tyros 656 and allocated allocated a MKII Aqua Centrica Arquebus. Order your first assignment, a mighty Ultramarines Land Raider of the Adeptus Astartes awaits your attention.
Starties.
Astartes. While I remain skeptical that a relative novice such as yourself should perform rites on such a venerable vehicle, I am reminded of the words of Archmagos Fulcanellus. The iron once forged becomes the sword. Let us hope that this applies to you. Ooh, she say a lot of made-up words.
Obviously made up words.
It's been a second since I played this, so...
You're in the air.
Okay, good. I'm proud to do. In case anyone's wondering why it was started already, basically we tried to stream this a while ago, but Tito didn't want us streaming Power Wash that day, so we played Bendy instead. But they didn't really like Bendy either, so it was just kind of not a very good day.
Is there a way that we can see the gun more?
Uh, there we go. There we go. Nice. Fresh lot. High duty Adeptus Mechanicus Sanctifier for ritual cleansing. And our clothing, we look like this. We're a tech priest. Yes, anyways, we started, like, I think we made it 40% of the way through this level. And then we stopped it, and then we deleted the stream because it was, like, barely.
Before I got into Warhammer.
Not only did we barely even make it into the level, but then we also, like, didn't know much about Warhammer. Like, I didn't even know I didn't know it was a tabletop game. I thought it was some Xbox thing. Yeah, we know we know at least a little bit more about Warhammer these days.
Sorry off the Ultramarines.
Anyways,
Per usual.
I already remember the achievement for this one was to clean. Oh, hey, look, it does do. Intel subdivision of the vehicle schematic has been sent to your optic systems. We need to clean this thing first for the achievement, so we're just going to do that again. Works systematically through localized containments. Yeah. Oh. Proposition analysis of deities may provide visual data on adversarial capabilities. What are you talking about? Alright, we can change the color. Altered compositions will be screened and logged. Do we want to change it, or should we keep it blue?
I think blue works, especially for now since, Ultramarines.
True. Though it's blue on blue, is that a problem?
Ultramarines.
It's more navy, while this is like cyan. Alright. So yeah.
This place
This place
crazy.
is so cool. I think, it's like kind of a shame that it's lost content, but at the same time, I think it's a good thing that we didn't stream it when we
It's a
did.
shame that it's lost content, but also it sucked, so...
It wasn't good content. I was gonna say, even if we did know Warhammer, my heart was not in it because I don't like streaming when someone in chat is like very clearly doesn't want to be there but is staying there anyways. But that's one of the reasons why chat isn't on anymore. I think I'm gonna like eventually word it in a way that I think makes sense on Discord, and then I'll be able to turn chat back on. But I don't know. I can't formulate it in my mind without... I can't formulate it right in my mind without sounding very accusatory. But, like, it kind of is accusatory.
What does the thing say?
Ultramarines 2.
I was trying to read it, but it just kept going off screen. I was like, come on!
Hey, what is this stuff? Redacted residue, mud. Oh, the green stuff is
That's probably Nurgle.
battle damage. Redacted residue, that's just Nurgle stuff.
It's Nurgle residue. I mean, it's
Nasty.
green. It is filth.
Interesting. Could you imagine having like the models in real life and having painted them already, and now you're like in a virtual setting cleaning them? I like the fact that every Warhammer video game fan is going to have to play Power Wash now.
When I start doing YouTube and like actually talk about Warhammer stuff, I imagine that this is going to be a common thing that plays in the background.
True. Because, like, what else would we have? There's the orc game, there's the other orc game, and then there's the 2 shooter games.
Yeah.
And then I think there's also that tactics game, and then what else Is there other Warhammer games, or is that it?
There's a lot more, but most of them are on PC. Like
Wasn't there?
the art, fucking what's it? Twisted Metal game.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
I thought you were talking about the Star Fox one.
What?
Yeah, Fly Boys.
Oh. Huh. Let me just do something real quick. Right.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, see, the good guys can tell because their souls.
Like, I can't without
can't.
one post, or was it a post, or was it like a full-on like thread?
I don't
don't know.
remember, nor do I care.
What TLDR, Twitter stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, people are getting upset because the Space Marines are bad guys, even though that you're supposed to hate the Space Marines and the entirety of the Empire of Man.
I'm trying to think of the example where it's like people freaking out because this one character. Is it Princess Bubblegum? I think it's Princess Bubblegum, where people are like, "This character is evil." It's like, yes, that they are evil.
Yeah. You're now just figuring that out?
Were you paying attention at all? For anyone who hasn't played Warhammer, I'm not going to get into deep Warhammer lore. It's basically just imagine it's like World War One and World War Two. Everyone hates each other and everyone is killing each other because of it.
Look, this is all you need to know. In the grim dark future of Warhammer 40k, there is only war.
Yep. I like the headcanon that the orcs think that there's always war, which is why war never stops.
And because
their wa energy is keeping the war going.
Wa energy.
I'm going to assume if someone's watching. Actually, I guess that's not true because I feel like I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Our streams kind of fit as time capsules, kind of just like stuff for our like headspaces at the time each video is recorded. So it's possible that someone's watching this for us in the future. But even still, I'm kind of just going to assume you know what Warhammer is if you're watching this.
I mean, if you know me at all, or if you like interact with me, I'll tell you about Warhammer. It's that effective with my brain.
Mm-hmm.
It is my hyperfixation.
Also, I feel like I said it on either the last stream or the last Power Wash stream, but I'm kind of getting close to actually getting the platinum on this game. Because there's a few trophies I was avoiding because they were annoying, and then I did it anyways. The only ones I have left are the one that's actually for beating the game, which I'm procrastinating because I don't want the game to be beaten yet. I'm like a freaking Zelda fan when Tears of the Kingdom came out. I'm like, no, I don't want it to end. And then it's just the one for getting the 5 golden medals and beating the carousel level without actually turning the carousel off, because I tried to do it and I got a freaking migraine from it. Actually got motion sick from trying to do it. But that was before I had the trident, so might be better this time. Speaking of, no, we don't have the trident. Good, I don't want to be tempted by it.
Every time you look around, I just get happy.
I know, this place is so cool. And I'm not even like that big on the tech priest, so like...
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Empire of Man, I couldn't get into it because I would just get bored.
Yeah, the Empire is like, I'm trying to think of like... My brain's thinking of Overwatch right now. I don't know why. Instead of fighting it, let's go with the example. It's like trying to get into, I don't know, Symmetra's group. She's like the most dull part of Overwatch. What if India was evil? But not really evil, more like Thanos.
Not really evil, like we're bad. More like evil in mega corporation.
What if India was Jojo Mart?
The best way to describe the fucking Empire of Man is you want to get into something, but then you have to read a bunch of things before you can even begin to comprehend it.
Yeah.
And then you have the orcs right there.
It's like trying to get into one of those shows that's like, guys, I swear it gets good after the third season or something. It's like me with Stranger Things. It's like I could get into that show, but I have to get to the first seasons.
I literally watched the first episode of Stranger Things and was like, oh, that was good. Haven't watched it since.
Wow, that was cool. Anyway.
I literally said, that's cool, I'll come back to it. And then I watched Tarzan 3 times in 3 days.
Relatable. Oh, okay. So this thing isn't going to be clean by the time we're done cleaning it. Also, I love this little bro. I wish I could bring you into every level.
Do you think there's a brain in there?
Yeah, probably. This thing is definitely alive.
Because, fun fact, there is no AI in Warhammer, or
Yeah.
at least for the humans. Instead, it's a human brain in there.
Doris' brains, right?
Doors' brains.
The door opens automatically. There's a man inside.
There's a human in there, or, was a human.
It was a human. Now they are door.
Was a human, now door.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine you die and then it's just like, where would you like to be relocated? Just kidding. You don't get a pick. You're a door now.
You open when people walk towards you.
When people walk towards you, if you become hostile or sassy, we will put you into the dumpster.
We will replace you with another brain. We have a lot more. People are dying all the time.
People are dying so often here. Oh my gosh. There's all kinds of nooks and crannies. There's a part of me that really wants a mod that turns off the auto clean when you get close to cleaning something. And then there's another part of me that's like, levels like this would suck if that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, clean the treads. Yeah.
I'm still trying to think of a way to make us streaming the earlier levels work, because the way these streams are interesting is the fact that you're playing the more interesting levels. But like, if we're just cleaning houses, then we'd have to actually be good at doing podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know how much more we're going to be streaming once we start doing YouTube.
Yeah, we might even just stop.
Because honestly, like, we're streaming the same reason Casey's streaming, and that's just to show off. It was just to show off games to people, but the people that we were showing off games to don't really watch our streams anymore, because they got their own lives and stuff to deal with, so it's like, yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I honestly wouldn't mind just focusing on YouTube whenever we start that. I don't think we'd ever, like, get rid of this or whatever.
That would just be a time capsule.
Yeah. We're definitely going to either chop up the better streams and like turn them into videos. But otherwise, I think this is just kind of going to be a remnant. Because I think we even said it in the original stream, the Shovel Knight stream. It was Twitch was never our goal. It was always going to be YouTube. And surprisingly, YouTube is still going. It hasn't imploded yet. So, that goal has not gone away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Twitch is imploding more than
Honestly.
YouTube is right now.
So, very well might put all of our efforts into YouTube. Might be better for my mental health anyways, because...
you could just choose to not read the comments.
Because, certain kinds of videos, I could even turn the comments off. Or, better yet, I could just have you moderate the comments, because you're a lot better at reading. I think, a thing I realized the other day, or not even the other day, it was today, like a few minutes before we started streaming this, is I finally realized what my deal is, what my mindset is. I have to use words I don't think Twitch likes to explain it, but basically I'll see bigotry and stuff in YouTube comments or the sort, and my brain will think that I don't like it, so my brain will tell me that they are right and I'm learning a hard truth. And that's the way my brain works. So until I can get over it, I will see people trying to live their lives, including myself, and think that I'm the one doing something wrong. So when this applies to literal bigotry and racism and transphobia and all that, you can only imagine what my brain thinks when I hear someone say, "The game you're playing is bad, actually." I'm just trying to enjoy my game. You're telling me it's bad, actually. Therefore, I'm the one playing a shit game that I was enjoying, but now it's actually bad. And I'm the one who's in the wrong because someone said it was bad. And that is a mindset I, for the life of me, cannot get out of. I don't know how to fix it.
It should really get you back in the thing.
I know, and we can't afford therapy right now. Because we can barely afford rent.
But hey, at least we're out of that shithole of a house.
True. Though, dealing with Ronnie's shit was kind of distracting me from this mindset, but I'd much rather deal with the full front of this horrible, irksome brain stuff than deal with a lesser version of that and his shit. But yeah, I think I don't want to bring the mood down to the stream, but throughout the later weeks of this
You come into my Warhammer and you start trauma dumping.
I don't want to fully trauma dump, but
I was making a joke,
okay.
Right?
I don't want to really trauma dump, but straight up, these past 2 weeks or so with this flu has been two of the worst weeks of my life because my brain would not get over it, this kind of stuff. Because I went into a comment section that was some of the more vile transphobia I've seen in a while, and it's not gone out of my brain for anything. And I just haven't thought to talk to anyone about it, I guess. So, I don't know. But I guess it kind of worked out in a way because I finally thought of a way to explain what my headspace is without making it sound bad.
I wish I could help, but I am one of the worst people to go to when you're having mental problems.
Yeah, and I don't want to bother people with it, so the only thing I've really been able to do is talk to AI therapists because it's I can't afford real therapy, and I don't want to bother my friend, so it's I'll just talk to the robots will help me. And honestly, real therapy is better, of course, but having a robot on speed dial that's literally programmed not to judge you, it's kind of nice, I suppose. Because it's obviously you want to go to a real therapist, but sometimes you need help now. which I guess you can also call therapists these days. But like even still, like they're not guaranteed to answer. Um, I feel like a certain group of people are getting a certain idea in their heads. I'm not going to kill myself, okay? I'm saying sometimes you get into unhealthy mindsets and you just need someone to uh I don't
Take you out there.
you're in a certain mindset and you need another perspective. And a robot that's read a lot of perspectives usually can give you one. That is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, it's like I suck with trying to help people because I'm just not good with words. My heart's in the right place, but I cannot form a good sentence.
He a bit confused, but he got the spirit.
Like, you know that vector scene in Shadow the Hedgehog where
Don't
it's just,
go there yet.
that's me! I am trying, but I am not good.
Don't kill yourself. For now.
Like, my heart's in the right place, I'm trying, but the thing that I am trying is not the thing I should be trying right now.
Yeah. I just remembered, didn't we make the original thumbnail for the original? I swear I heard something.
It's the Emperor.
Emperor of Man. Emperor of... Was that Eom? Eom, you here?
The God Emperor of Mankind, is that you?
You gotta come to that door? In case anyone knows, he is in fact the size of that door.
I mean, he's not the size of that door, he's, welcome to the door?
He probably reaches up to that skull, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, he would reach to the bottom of that skull.
Well, if I'm a tech priest, I'm probably a little bit taller, but at the same time, I feel like I'm about the same height as I always am, so I think I'm a small tech priest.
Because, Space Marines are, what's it, 7 to 8 feet tall? And I'm pretty sure that the Emperor is like 10 to 12 feet tall. So yeah, dude's big.
Emperor of Man is such a funny character. I think the Emperor of Man is the best example of
Okay.
Yes, but also I was gonna say canon versus fanon. Fanon Emperor is a very funny character.
Fanon Emperor is great.
Canon Emperor is an interesting character in a kind of like been there, done that kind of way. But Fanon Emperor is like is a very funny character.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of funny. A bit of lore for Warhammer. Religion doesn't exist in the Empire of Man
Yep.
because the Emperor got rid of it.
The Empire is full of a bunch of neckbeards.
Except for the tech priest.
Yeah.
Because, and this is true, the Emperor went to Mars, which is where the tech priests were.
Yeah, we're on Mars right now.
I mean, we're not on Mars. Mars is
Yeah, we're like
close.
We're like a moon orbiting Mars.
Yeah. But the Emperor of Man got onto Mars, was trying to unite, every human because, yada yada, lore stuff.
Humans are cool. Orcs drool.
But when he landed, it was a sandstorm on Mars. He looks out into the sandstorm, sees a bunch of tiny, glowing red eyes look at him, and holding guns that he has never seen before. So, yeah, he just kind of accepted that.
They're allowed to be religious because they can kill me very quickly.
They're allowed to be religious because I can't tell them not to be. Yeah, this is one of my favorite stories. Like a little short
Yeah.
thing of.
Right up there with the little Grat who could.
Which one?
Uh, Warhammer's Christmas story.
The Ray Gobble?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one story of the garage that was gonna blow up the thing.
Well, that's not the little Grat who could, that's the little Grat who would.
Yeah, because like, just, I can't do the story justice. It's just great.
What if a tiny goblin was the Winter Soldier?
The revolution.
The Revolution.
The orc reference.
I swear if one of these levels had like an orc hijacking the comms or something. I mean, this is Power Wash. It's never normal.
Yeah, so
There's always something weird.
an orc could happen.
Warhammer, or not Warhammer, Power Wash is like a British comedy. It's like something weird is going to happen, and no one's going to treat it like it's weird. It's funny whenever you see those kinds of videos that's like, which one is better, American comedies or British comedies? It's like, why are we comparing them? They are two completely different things. It's like when you see people who are like Pizza Tower versus Anton Blast. Which one is better? It's like why must we compare things?
Why must we always say which one's better? Why can't we just enjoy both?
What's that? What's the one fan bases where they're just like you'd think there'd be fighting, but they're just chill with each other. It's not Ori and Hollow Knight, is it?
Uh,
It's something you're into, I think. Where it's like you'd think there'd be beef. Right, yeah, just fighting games in general.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only beef I've ever seen was a bunch of Tekken fans getting pissy with Mortal Kombat fans for some reason. Are not so much pissy, more like elitist. They were like, these Mortal Kombat plebs think that Mortal Kombat 1 is better than Tekken 8. Opinions in my comment section. And it's like, they're right. Tekken is a better game, but like,
Yeah, I can't
Like-
even argue with that.
well, you don't gotta be an asshole about it.
Yeah, Tekken is better, but Mortal Kombat's still fun, so who's really losing?
Who's really losing? Me. I can't afford Tekken. Yeah. Your birthday's coming up. It's chill.
Oh yeah, right. You took over the conversation for so long, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't know. I've had a lot on my mind for a while. I kind of needed this stream.
Can I say the thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So since my birthday's coming up, I have 3 things I get,
Oh.
depending on how much money I get.
Mario Wonder.
Shut up. Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Oh.
Or the remake. Nothing. It's not good.
The new Donkey Kong game, guys. It is Donkey Kong 4
It's the
again.
real Buzz Lightyear. The Donkey Kong game, Tekken.
Tekken.
I guess technically it's 4.
Mhm.
I could get a Space Marines 2. Or actually get a Warhammer model. Because I'm pretty sure I've actually locked in on which faction I like. So I can actually start investing in real world stuff.
It's definitely your decision, but my money's on Donkey Kong.
Yes, Donkey Kong or by something Chow.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure the whole entirety of our Tropical Freeze streams, we were just talking, just like, man, this game is cool, but I wish I was playing Country Returns. uh, okay, I'm gonna let you choose. Do I clean the top, or this side, or the other side?
Probably top.
Okay, let me just finish the front.
Oh yeah, something funny. The other tabletop game. This thing can actually carry different models.
Yes.
And the way how they do it is so funny because the top part's flat. So you just put the models onto the car. It's like you have this thing, and then you have just a bunch of Ultramarines on top of it.
Nice.
See, Warhammer's funny.
This thing is so blue.
It's the Ultramarines.
I must be so lucky. Ha, that's thematically appropriate for once. I said, ha, it's thematically appropriate for once.
What is it?
Blue is the lucky color.
Ah. Yeah. I didn't hear what you said.
What do you mean?
Mumbled it.
Do we have soap? We do have soap.
Metal cleaner.
Wow. So very interesting. I'm still kind of iffy on whether or not I'm going to get the platinum for this game because the gold medals were not play tested for console. And it's kind of funny, but it's like something I need to learn is that some games cannot be platinumed physically. Like, you kind of already know that from like certain shooter games where it's like the platinum, you need to become the top 10 best players of all time on the online boards. By the way, the online boards no longer exist.
What's it? Concord?
Yeah, something like
Game
that.
that
There was one of those games where one of the trophies has literally become the. It might be a trophy, it might be a Steam achievement, but like the trophy's literally to become the best player of all time online. I think the server's died, so it's like cool.
I remember that one Gary mod achievement where you have to actually play with Gary.
You have to meet Gary. It's like Club Penguin, where you have to meet every one of the celebrity characters, except it's one guy
Who is an actual guy
who is an actual
who
guy.
doesn't play the game anymore.
That dude needs to like sell his account to someone so that they can like make a server that's just like meet Gary. Like, come on, dude. You're gonna make an achievement and then you're gonna just stop showing up. I'd do that. No, I wouldn't. I'd do something like that. I wouldn't do that, though. I'd want people to get the platinum achievement on my game. I'll say that much. If when I make a video game, I want people to 100% it, I'm not going to make it easy, but I want it to be done. I feel like we've talked about when we make a video game. I think we talked about like Prismania a bit, and Hell and Back isn't a video game. It's not going to be a video game.
I have some video game spin-offs, but still.
But I think we finally like honed in on the game we want to make. I think Prismania is probably going to be a video game eventually, but like only if we can get a team to make it, because that game is the idea for that game is very big.
Very large.
Very large. Like, that's a 20 chapter long game minimum, and this isn't like Deltarune chapters. This is like if each chapter was an entire like Donkey Kong campaign or something. Like, each chapter is going to take you at least, let's say, 3 hours to beat, and even longer to 100%. And there's going to be 20 of them. But I think we've got an idea of the game we want to actually make more so now. Um, since it's in the state of I think we're going to actually make it, which Prismania currently is not in. I think we're not going to talk about it too much, but I'll just say it's kind of like Hollow Knight in vibes, Mega Man in gameplay, and that's what I'll leave it at. Oh, right, you want me to clean the top? I'm going to clean the side anyways. I think the thing that I need to learn with this game is that cleaning an area is your heart needs to be in it. You can't just go, I should clean this part. It's like you clean what you feel like. Is okay. This thing is trippy. It's like just walls.
Mhm.
No, but I mean like on any other thing that would be a ding right there.
Oh.
This whole thing is a wall.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just one of those things, the things that the Space Marines ride in on, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's a big wall.
Man, they what's the sentence I'm looking for? They didn't really have accessibility in mind when they designed these things.
Wait a minute.
They didn't. They were created to be painted, but they were not made to be painted.
Yeah.
They are made to be painted, but they were not made in a way that would make you think that.
I mean, like, look at what's it? I'm trying to remember. Right, it's the Thousand Suns. Look at a Thousand Suns model, and you're supposed to paint that.
Yeah. Omega, count how many sand particles from this desert.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I don't. Is that Omega, or is it supposed to go the other way? No, that is Omega, right?
It's the Ultramarines.
Yeah, but that is the Omega symbol, isn't it?
I don't know. It's the Ultramarine symbol.
Cool.
If only if I had that Omega toy, that I could just look at it and tell you.
Is that the Omega symbol? Let me check. Yes. There's a long ass first level.
Yeah.
Do you think it takes longer to clean this thing or to paint this thing?
Probably depends.
Yeah, probably. Though it's a lot smaller in real life.
Yeah, it's like it could fit in your hand.
Yeah. Like the size of an RC car.
It's bigger than a Hot Wheels, but smaller than like that RC Mario Karts thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that one. That thing that you would see in stores when Mario Kart 8 was first coming out.
It is in fact smaller than a bread box. Hey, we're about to get a message. Hey, there. Guidance. Complete your work, Tech Priest. I'm trying. Stuff takes time. No residue from the redacted profane of redacted identity unconfirmed can be allowed to linger on the Ultramarines Land Raider. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely Nurgle.
This is Nurgle.
This is Nurgle's doing.
Got Nurgled all over it.
It's got Nurgle's rot all over it.
Yeah, dude got nerged.
Nurgle, grabbed onto it and started doing that toy car.
Oh,
No, it's probably just a great unclean one doing that.
this freaking thing. I wonder how haphazardly this DLC was made. It feels very what's the word? It doesn't feel. It feels kind of like a fan made thing,
Yeah.
where it's like it kind of just went. Okay, you take the set and then you put it into the 3D. You know, make it to a computer, and then we just put some dirt on it. There we go.
Can we take a go look around this room again?
Ooh,
Oh,
what happened there?
someone struggled.
Oh, you gotta look around.
No, I mean like at the platform that we're standing on.
Oh,
Can this thing be lowered or opened up? Because if it can,
oh gosh,
then we might have a whirler time.
yikes! Could you imagine the last level's like the entire size of like the final level of this game or whatever? And it's just the one DLC. Keep in mind, these things all cost the same. None of these are more expensive than the other, so Warhammer costs the same as SpongeBob and Back to the Future and Shrek. Speaking of, we still got Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy to do as well.
Oh yeah.
And since Casey said, nah, you can do it, then Final Fantasy is just something we can do now.
I mean, it is going to be a thing that we have to wait on because we don't know Final Fantasy all that well.
What? No, it's based off the remake.
Oh. Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
I was like, the remakes of the first part, and we haven't seen the second part yet.
No, it is the remake.
It is just the remake of.
According to Square Enix right now, there is only the remake.
Oh.
I'm joking. Well, kind of joking. I don't think Square Enix is going to mention that there is an old game now that there's a remake. They're kind of one of those companies, I think.
Fuck the legacy context.
Square Enix is a company I don't quite have a read on as well as I do with other companies. Like, you can kind of tell. Nintendo is a company where you can kind of have a good idea as to how they're going to do things, and then they'll do other things anyways.
Nintendo Alarmo.
Yeah, Nintendo Alarmo. You can tell they're going to just be weird. But then there's like companies like EA or Bethesda where you're just like, they're going to do the most expected thing. And it's like, there's never going to be any surprises with them other than My Sims Cozy Bundle. Otherwise, they're always going to play things safe. And then there's like Sega just kind of does whatever they feel like. They're just going to make games. If people buy them, then cool.
So, should I do a Tau or the, what's it? Death Guard?
I don't know what a death guard is.
Nardle.
Oh. I mean, depends on what Tau you're getting, because Nurgle is typically more interesting. A more interesting character.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, for so long I had to keep going, okay, do I like this character? Do I like this one? I don't like the Ultramarines or just the humans in general. That was the one that I like never said was my favorite. All the other ones, at one point in time, I said that's my favorite.
Yeah, you've gone through an Orcs phase, you've gone a Chaos Gods phase.
I went through even a fucking, what's it? Not the Eldari. I actually never went through an Eldari phase.
Ow.
the space elves.
Mm-hmm.
So like I went through a Necron's phase, I went through a Orc phase, the Chaos Gods phase. There's lots of things. I know a lot of things about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Except for the Empire of Man and the Eldari. It's like the only that's the two I don't know. It's kind of funny.
You know, I don't think I've ever said exactly why I feel like streaming is good for my mind. But I think I finally realized it's because I know that I can't complain about the stuff my brain is constantly thinking of on stream. So because of that, my brain eventually learns to just stop thinking about it. So it's like I'm just forcing myself to not think about the things that stress me out. Because I don't want to bog down the content of the video by complaining about shit. I'm just now realizing it. I phrased it wrong, but it's not that I never said, it's that I never realized until now why streaming is good for my mind. Sorry to say something completely unrelated to what you were talking about,
No,
but that just appeared. Did you want to talk Warhammer? Because I feel like we haven't actually talked Warhammer that much.
I don't talk Warhammer.
What about Warhammer do you... Ow.
I don't know. I could talk about anything with Warhammer.
Just start.
Okay, you see this giant beach? Pick a grain of sand.
Yes.
That's literally what you asked me.
Yes. Don't think, just pick. You don't look at the sand and go, which one do I want? You put your hand in and you grab
Nurgle.
Nurgle, okay? This funny green man.
I like him.
Yeah. He's definitely my third favorite of the Chaos Gods.
Which one's your fourth?
Corn.
Someone just heard that and was like, corn?
What?
You mean like the yellow? The yellow?
Oh, you mean not a I thought you meant like every Corn fan was just like,
Nah.
you won.
You won. And it's not that you don't like him, it's just that by process of elimination,
He's the least good one.
there's not a Chaos God I don't like.
Well, I guess you could also bring up the fifth one, but like, that's kind of like saying,
Alice?
yeah. It's kind of like, what's your favorite, what's your favorite thing? Oh, you know, the demo. The unfinished one. The
The thing
half-baked...
that got scrapped halfway through.
The half-baked concept of one. What's your favorite Doom game? The plutonium experiments. Okay. It's basically like saying your favorite Undertale character is Gaster. It's like, okay,
Okay, you can do that.
you're free to do that.
I'll stick with the actual characters, though.
I'll stick with the characters that are actually in the game.
Like, no hate towards Malice and Gaster, but, you know, the whole thing is that they're shrouded in mystery, so
Yeah.
saying that they're your favorites is... I mean, if you like the mystery parts, then I get it, but still.
I swear, this whole stream is just going to be this tank.
It's just gonna be the rhino.
We've been streaming for how long? An hour, and we're a quarter of the way there.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine, Warhammer.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just like, dang.
So, how long until you think to get the Sinesh army?
Oh, yeah. And when the other ones come out, Has it been like a work in progress, or have they just specifically ignored this one?
I mean, they are slowly releasing more and more different factions.
I feel like it's gonna be either like very soon or a bit longer. You know what I mean? It's in that realm of what everyone thinks Silksong is in. It's like they're either going to do something very soon, or it's going to be a bit. Or wait, was what did they? Did we find out that there was no Silksong news actually? Where everyone was like, the Switch 2 came out, or is coming out, and new news for Silksong. Actually, never mind, it wasn't anything. I think Silksong was an elaborate joke. It was a big funny from Team Cherry.
Hey, you know these fans that we've built up all these years? What if we prank them?
What if we hit them with the epic prank? The biggest prank. How to lose an entire fan base. Speedrun challenge.
Silksong was never gonna happen.
Silksong was always a joke.
What? Silksong? Never.
Could you imagine, like, trying to lose all of your fans faster than Valve? Like, that's impressive. I remember, this sounds like I'm starting a conversation. It's a very quick statement. I remember watching a video that was the 7 deadly sins of game developers, and Valve was sloth. It's like no arguments there.
It's just, yeah.
That's correct. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were. It was Nintendo was Pride, Rockstar was Wrath.
Was EA great?
EA was great, I think. Microsoft was I want to say Microsoft was Gluttony, and then Blizzard was Lust, I think. And who am I forgetting?
Envy.
Envy. That would be like a game dev company that keeps making like rip-off games. I can't remember which one that was. Let's see. Running through them in my mind. I think that's everything. No way, you forgot. I like the 7 deadly sins as a concept. I want to say it's Catholicism that invented the 7 deadly sins. Well, invented's not quite the right word. More like, I guess invented's the right word, because the 7 deadly sins aren't characters. They're, like a state of mind. You know, like, some minor rules, some do's and don'ts kind of deal. But then, like, people take those and they make, characters out of them. Like, Binding of Isaac and what was that game called? Darksiders? Yeah. I keep getting them confused because there's Darksiders and there's Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers is Capcom.
Yeah. So I always have to take a second to remember which one is which. And did we spoil? I think we did spoil that Prismania is going to have our interpretations of the 7 deadly sins. Oh, and Shazam also had 7 deadly sins. There wasn't anywhere I was going with that. I just think it's interesting. It's kind of like the lesser of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Which, I always find it funny that people villainize the 4 horsemen, even though in the Bible, the horsemen of the apocalypse are the good guys. Because what the horsemen do in the Bible is that they just kind of finish the job of the end of the world, but not like a. Oh, I guess it is a pretty nasty way to go
I mean,
because
famine and
most people split pestilence and famine into two different characters, but in the actual Bible, I'm pretty sure the Antichrist themselves. No, not the Antichrist. What is the first horseman actually?
I don't remember.
Because I know pestilence and famine is one guy in the Bible, and then death is one, and then war is one. And I can never remember who the first horseman is. But it's not the Antichrist, because the Antichrist is literally the devil's son. Well, not literally, metaphorically. Just gonna talk about Bible lore now. I suppose it's not an inapt conversation topic.
Even though that the Emperor would hate this. Heresy.
It's like talking about your favorite soap collection in a what was that one convention where they were like, you have to take a shower before you can enter, please.
It was like an anime one, I'm pretty sure.
Was it AnimeCon Expo or
It was
something?
either an anime one or it was a Smash Bros. Tournament.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it was probably the first one, but I'd like to believe it was the second one.
But I know there was like rules with Smash Bros. Tournaments where you had to like take a shower.
Smash Bros. Fans, the only place where you'll get booed for pausing the game when the other player's controller dies.
Let's not talk about Smash. Let's talk about fun stuff like Warhammer. Because this is the Warhammer stream.
Yeah. There's like a part of me that's like, we should talk about orcs. But if we start talking about orcs, then that's all we're going to talk about.
I mean, I guess we could just talk about Chaos Gods.
Hang on, let me look up who the first horseman of the apocalypse is, because that's going to bother me. Oh wow, look at that. I'm on the live stream. Who is the first horseman? Oh, Jesus is the first horseman of the apocalypse. Why do I think it was the Antichrist? That's literally the opposite of.
I mean, that is literally what the word means. Is the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because anyone who doesn't know Bible lore, the Antichrist is literally Satan going, well, God has his own kid, so I need my own one. Because the whole point of the Antichrist is that the devil's going to put his own version of Jesus onto the world and be like, this guy, you want to worship this guy? I'm trying to talk about it as if it's just a story, because I know people are kind of get iffy. But I am a Christian, so, I find it interesting in two ways. I'm kind of... How do you say it? I'm like, I am a Christian, but sometimes I lean agnostic. So I kind of find the Bible interesting in in two ways, yeah. Because I find it, even if I wasn't a Christian, I still find it as a very interesting
It's like a
set of stories. Yeah. Because I do believe in it, but even if I didn't, I still get what a Greek philosopher gets out of it. I find it funny that the Antichrist is so mainstream, but like everyone always forgets about the false prophet.
No one remembers them.
No one remembers the false prophet. The false prophet is Satan's version of the Holy Spirit, in case anyone's wondering. I forget exactly what the false prophet does in the Bible. Book of Revelations, all that, but yeah, literally just evil Holy Spirit. Some people think the Pope is, but that's kind of dumb. I remember watching a video from some dude that was like, the Pope is actually the false prophet because Catholics don't believe in hell.
What?
The Pope said that aliens could be baptized, but I don't like that. He's actually the devil, I decided. Oh gosh.
Uh,
It's funny when people say that the Bible can't be true because the Bible has dragons in it, but the Bible doesn't have dragons in it. It has the devil in it. I don't want to get. I don't want to start being that guy, but it's funny whenever someone tries to use like, be like, that can't be true. Eh, What about this part? It's like that. If it was an agreed upon fact that God was real, then you couldn't just say like, there's not enough water on the earth for Noah's Ark to happen because God just makes more water. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to not allowed to be an atheist, but what I am saying is that if you're going to make arguments, they need to make sense within what you are arguing. Because it's basically like trying to use real world logic to explain cartoon logic and be like, but how does Tom make his face in the shape of a frying pan? His face should be broken. It's like, no. He's a cartoon character. You hit his face with a frying pan, it goes mushy. It's like you're trying to apply real world science to God. It doesn't work. Because I think the funniest one I ever saw was one person who was like, God can't be outside of time. He couldn't move. It's the one quote from Monsters Incorporated. If you're going to insult me, do it right. it, I'm not offended because you're trying to argue against my religion. I'm annoyed because you're being a dumbass about it. I've always said if I wasn't a Christian, I'd probably either be I would be agnostic or I would be Buddhist because I find Buddhism very interesting because most religions are kind of like a spin-off of Catholicism.
I'm sorry, I just find it really
Yeah.
funny that the conversation has turned to religion while we're standing in Warhammer.
We're in Warhammer. We're in the world's biggest neckbeards domain, and we're talking about religion. What I was going to say is most religions are kind of like a spin-off of Catholicism, where it's like, or Judaism, rather. Because, like, Judaism is the, basically just the first part of the Christian Bible, while Catholicism is Christianity, but, like, kind of changed slightly over time by how the people in it kind of like changed it to fit modern times, while Christianity is just Catholicism that didn't change. So it's like the earlier build. And then like certain other religions are kind of like Catholicism, but like slightly different in certain ways. And then there's just the Buddhism, which is completely different from every other religion. So it's like, I always thought that if I wasn't a Christian, I'd probably be a Buddhist because it's like, I'm done with this, I'm getting into something different. Though, I was gonna say, I don't think I'd ever be able to believe in that stuff, but I don't know enough about Buddhism to know if the stories are meant to be taken literally or not. Because I'm pretty sure a few of the stories in the Bible are not meant to be taken literally. Like, I always assumed Job was more of a metaphorical story than a literal one. You know what Job is, right? Okay.
Yes, I did watch the boiled one.
Yes, I did watch the analog horror that was based off of that specific story. But I don't know if
Fuck me up.
story irks me in a very special kind of way. I feel like this is the kind of thing you gotta clean in a very nasty sort of way. And then just get whatever you miss afterwards. But a lot of Buddhists I know don't even actually believe in the stories because is it Buddhism, right? I was gonna Judaism, Buddhism. No, it's also kind of like a not meditative sort of way, but like it's also kind of like a way of thinking rather than just
Nirvana.
Yes, yeah, it is. Because there's a lot of people who are technically atheists but are actually Buddhists. Because it's not just a religion, but it's also kind of just like a mindset, you know? Because one thing that I found very interesting when I got into The Simpsons is Lisa Simpson's actually a Buddhist. And is actually like the most popular Buddhist in media. Even though anyone who's watched the show knows that person is not religious at all. As because she's the other kind of Buddhist, you know? I don't know if you're finding this conversation interesting.
Nah, that's cool.
Protocol. To augment ritual fervor, a brief account of the Land Raiders' recent deployment will be forthcoming. What? What's forthcoming? What did you... Who's coming? Kind of unrelated, but on the same sort of mindset, is I find it funny when people try to say Satanist in a way that's, like, demeaning. Even though anyone who knows what Satanism actually is just knows that it's yet another form of Christianity. But, like, in another way. Because, like, to put it bluntly, as a Christian, I would sooner trust a Satanist with my children than I would your average Christian. Because most Satanists are normal people. I think, Satanism is kind of also like Buddhism, where there's two very clear different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Because some of them they do actually they believe in, like, Satan being, I don't know enough about Satanism, but I know it's like, you know, each demon represents, like, an aspect, so you pray to the demon if you want more knowledge or wisdom or something like that. That's, like, the rough deal of what I know about the religion. And then, like, the other half is just kind of like not anarchists, but like people are trying to send a message, I think, where they're just like kind of rebels, I guess is the word. It's like you're trying to like a you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like you're calling yourself a Satanist, but it's actually more like just kind of trying to send a message than actually being a part of religion. I think there's videos and stuff you can watch about it. It's been a while since I watched that video. I'm pretty sure there are Satanists who are genuinely evil, but and they're like, I'm going to go to hell and Satan is going to reward me for being a piece of shit. But those people are not common. You'd sooner find those people calling themselves Christians than Satanists.
Yeah, our grandfather.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little worried that Twitch is going to get mad at me for talking. The only religion I am talking shit about is Christianity.
And we're Christians.
And we are Christians. And that's because 60 or 70% of every Christian is a psychopath. Like, I'm even thinking about my own family, and I'm like, how many of those people do I actually trust? Like, let's see. Which people in my family do I trust? That one's Catholic. That one's agnostic. That one I don't interact with enough to get a genuine read on. That one's Jewish. Hang on a second. The ones I did trust are deceased. Oh, our grandma. There we go. Jeez. uh, I suddenly feel very existential. I don't even know where to go from that. That was so. That was.
Like, if you're not religious, you don't get it, but still, probably get it enough.
Like, I don't even know that many other people in my life, and it's like, I know Coach is Christian. A few of our mom's friends are Christian, but like, other than that,
My girlfriend.
oh, is she Christian?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, she, like, works at a church, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice. So, you know, there are normal Christians out there other than us.
Few and far between.
They're rarer than a four-leaf clover, but you know they exist.
Where we should just have a different religion that is
honestly
literally just the same, but call it something else so we can differentiate ourselves.
Oh, just a branch off of Christianity. It's just like the normal ones, because I don't want to associate myself with the psychopaths.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back.
How long you gonna be?
Not long.
Okay.
I'll leave you to sit with that.
I need a drink. I need a drink. Oh gosh, I wasn't ready for that. I might need to take some headache medicine. Speaking of medicine, I haven't actually taken my medicine today. I'll wait until she gets back first. No, yeah, that's still just... Everything is wall. Everything is a wall. I have been thinking of doing non-commentary streams in a bit, because I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm not quite ready to actually do our playthrough of that yet. So I'm thinking we might start doing no commentary streams, so I can like be like, hey guys, here's my Zora run of Tears of the Kingdom. I used to watch the Croton videos. Not used to. I still watch those, where he'd be like playing Breath of the Wild, but he can only use the Zora weapons. But like I never saw it to be very interesting of actually doing that myself. But since the weapons in Tears of the Kingdom actually have differences, instead of just kind of like this one does 30 damage, but this one does 40 damage, I'd actually kind of like want to do that in Tears of the Kingdom. I think
What are you talking about?
your mom,
Our mom.
our mother. Oh, right, I cleaned the track already. Started talking about Tears of the Kingdom. I was saying we might do no commentary streams soon because I both want to start getting into doing solo streams and no commentary streams because then we can just get like more footage out there. Because I don't. We already said earlier, but Twitch is kind of. I don't know. I'm losing the passion for it. I'm very quickly losing the passion for Twitch, but it's very easy to just load content onto Twitch. And again, it's good for my mental state to just kind of record. So if I can just like do one stream by myself, then I can get used to doing it by myself, and then we can just have like more footage to be played in the backgrounds of certain kinds of videos.
And yeah, I love to play Stardew. Just
Yeah.
stream it.
Do you plan on doing commentary streams by yourself, or do you think there'd always be no commentary?
I feel like I could be doing commentary.
That'd be cool.
There would be a lot of dead air, though.
No, yeah, absolutely. Mine would also be a lot of dead air. I'm thinking either Tears or, well, for talking, I'm not sure, but for no commentaries, solo streaming, it's either going to be Tears or Hollow Knight. Maybe Inscription, but I want to finish Casey's mod first. Finish Casey's mod streaming, rather. I've already beaten Casey's mod like 3 times.
Sorry, Dove Skullstorm.
I've beaten Skullstorm twice. Smoke Launcher. Do you think that, what's the company that made Warhammer?
Games Workshop?
Yeah, do you think Games Workshop approved these names, or do you think they just went like, this is probably what that is?
No, they already came up with that stuff.
Oh?
Yeah, because since you assemble it yourself, they actually tell you what it is.
Oh.
Like with the Warlord Titan, since you buy the weapons separately, because, money. They want more money.
I want money.
They actually have, like, really long descriptions of the different weapons that you get, like the missile launchers and the plasma cannons and things like that.
Interesting. Can you go to a Warhammer competition with, like, paper cutouts of the characters?
No.
Okay. Because I've noticed that Warhammer fans are a lot less strict with you actually having the things than most things are.
If it's official, then no. But if it's not, then it's all about pride.
Because, because the whole thing is like you can paint your figures and stuff, then there's a lot less, entitlement with people.
I mean, like, the entitlement that comes in the paint job they do. It's like, yeah, look, I spent, 10 hours on this one model, watch it get shot instantly and put into the side box of dead Space Marines.
Yay!
Because that's the whole balance of painting Warhammer minis, is the balance of it doesn't look good and isn't worth it. Because imagine spending 5 hours on a grot and then some Tau just guns him and he's dead.
Your 5-hour worth Goomba.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Imagine spending so long painting a termagant and then just gone.
I feel like if I got Warhammer figures for myself, they'd probably be more like how Jacksepticeye did his Warhammer, where it's
Yeah.
like he just bought the figures to paint them. They just put on the shelf. They're cool.
I mean, I'll tell you what my team would be if I ever actually did head of Warhammer. Great unclaimed ones.
My
Yeah.
strategy is 5 great unclean ones.
Age fucking great unclaimed ones.
Yeah.
And you want to know the best part?
Yeah.
It actually works because they're all tanks.
Nice.
You're only supposed to have one, and you're supposed to use the points to get other things. But if you're okay with being really slow, it can work. Because someone did it as a joke, and I'm pretty sure they almost won the tournament.
The Fox amiibo that made it in 3rd place.
No, that is literally what that is.
You know when you accidentally almost win with the dumbest strategy? The first person to play as Trollger, probably.
Yeah.
Just like, you do something very stupid, and that stupid actually works.
That's one of the best things, is doing something really stupid, and the stupid is good.
And not just like in an unexpected kind of way, in like it's actually just a good strategy, but just a very unorthodox one. I think Trollger has to be one of my favorite dumb strategies that actually works.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you take
So stupid.
the shovel that does crits when you're falling, the boots that give you is it reduces fall damage or more mobility?
Well,
Oh, okay. And then the rocket launcher that doesn't actually deal damage to both you and the enemies. So you're just free to fly around and just smack people.
yeah.
You're playing as the sniper, but a mobile one, where you are the bullet.
You're playing as the bullet.
You ever wanted to roleplay as the sniper rifle?
That's actually pretty funny to do a video of. Like, a sniper with, scope in, and then a Trollger will just fly at someone. And just name yourself the bullet.
Beautiful.
That feels like one of those shitpost videos, and I randomly stumble across it like, oh yeah, this is good. I'm gonna subscribe to this guy now.
Have I ever mentioned how weird TF2 fans are?
I know.
Because TF2 fans are genuinely like Twitter or the YouTube comment section. Because there's so many people who are into that game with so little filtration that it's like you'll get the most normal, like, introspective, critical thinking people, and then you also get, like, the most batshit insane people you'll ever meet.
Uh-huh.
And it's just genuinely the duality of the human race is in the TF2 fandom.
I know.
It's like the line between a TF2 fan who is a racist and a TF2 fan who is a furry is so thin, and it even overlaps sometimes.
I know, it's not like one of those, what's it, circle chart things? Whatever it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was, LGBT. I'm trying to remember the second one. I don't remember. It was LGBT. I'm just gonna say normal people and something that Twitch wouldn't want me to say. And then when all the circles connect, it just says a TF2 fan base.
Yeah, because it's like, I'd honestly say TF2 fans are in some ways more insane than Twitter.
Yeah.
Because at least Twitter has rules. Like, TF2 fans are the only place where you'd get, like, the fact that people tried to dox the people who were trying to get the game recognized by Valve again is so telling of how weird they are. Because it's like, there's majority of the fan base who wants the game to get fixed, and then like people who are trying to sabotage that, and it's like no other fan base does that. And it's not even like it's that much larger than other fan bases, but it's just like there's it's like a wasteland. It's a lawless wasteland. Mm-hmm. And it's like you'd expect that from, I don't know, Minecraft or something, where it's like there's more people in the fan base.
Uh-huh.
And there's less rules in the moderation. But yet you don't get that with Minecraft nearly as often as you do with Team Fortress 2. It's so weird.
Don't get it.
And I think it's even weirder that like Overwatch gets the notion as like the weird shooter game fan base, and it's like Team Fortress 2 is right there, and they're so much weirder.
Uh-huh.
Like, the weirdest stuff you get from Overwatch fans is like they'll complain about a character being overpowered when they're like low tier. And then you got like genuine racism with the other one.
Yeah.
At this point, someone's going to be like, "That you're just saying that because you're." I don't give a shit about both of those games anymore. I think both of those games are good, and I am so sick of both of them completely. That is my opinion.
I like TF2 more, and I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. I'd say I hate Smash Bros. Fans more, but I'd say TF2 fans are so much weirder. Because, like, you can chart how Smash Bros. Fans are. They are the fan base that always picks hostility.
Yeah.
But it's like, the amount of weird TF2 fans and normal people who like TF2, it's like, it's almost 50-50.
TF2 fans always pick the random option.
Yeah. TF2 fans are the kind of people who want the pick random in a fighting game and are disappointed when they get a random character. Dang it, I wanted to play as them. That was always my joke, and then I played Vampire Survivors, and that turned out to be an actual thing. I wish I wish anyone was there for when I found out that Random was a character. And the fact that his name is a reference to Ditto and Shang Tsung. Anyways, what were we talking about? Team Fortress 2 and zombies? I kind of want to play Bugsnax again. But I'm trying to look for an excuse to stream it again. When we do YouTube, I do want to do Bugsnax Real Life, where we just like buy a crap load of googly eyes and try to make the Bugsnax, but with actual food. Because you'll go into the Bugsnax Reddit and you'll see like, I knitted a bunger. It's like, that's cute, but I want to eat it. So when we
That's cute, but I want to rip off its head and, eat its insides.
I want to eat those metaphorical drugs with my own teeth. Bugsnax is a great example of a game that has no right being as deep as it is.
Yeah.
That game is... There are very few games where every character is interesting. And when, I remember...
Sorry, we just keep going on different tangents and just remind me of that fucking... What's it? TED Talk fucking quiz? Not quiz, riddle?
Yeah.
Video.
You mean TED Ed?
Yeah, TED Ed.
Yeah.
Where it just keeps going on and on
Yeah.
and on.
The Canadian How TED Ed videos sound like kind of thing.
Uh-huh. That's just what this stream has turned into.
Yeah.
I keep trying to bring it back to Warhammer, but it's just always leaves.
I don't want to talk about Warhammer. I want to talk about Cromdo. I mean, like, what are we gonna talk about with Warhammer, even? This is the first level. There's going to be more levels. We can talk about Warhammer in the next level.
Nah, I just mean normally we descend into madness, later on.
The Smash Bros. Rants come in the third levels, typically.
How long have you been going?
Nope, that's the nasty mode. Hour and a half.
Alright.
Yeah, we might be able to get to level 2, maybe 3.
Because, I mean, normally all the stuff that I would be asking, I've already asked because, I'm addicted to Warhammer.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, well, if you were to play, what faction would you choose? And, we've already answered all these things off stream, so...
Okay, well, do it. Ask me questions. Okay, I should probably at least finish the thought I was saying before I got interrupted.
What's next thing?
Is that there are very few games where every character is interesting, and I've since off-stream found out that even Beffica was an interesting character. And in case anyone was wondering, I was playing it up. I didn't even dislike Beffica when I thought she was a one-note character. I wonder if people can tell when I'm pretending to hate something.
No idea.
Because honestly, I don't know if I've ever gone on a real rant before.
PvZ1?
PvZ1, yeah, and the Willy Wonka rant was real in the moment, but I don't give a shit.
Many Smash Bros. Rants?
Oh, the Smash Bros. Rants are real, but other than that, I don't know. Because like I'll talk shit about Star Wars and Mario 64. I don't care. I actually kind of like Mario 64, not as a game, but kind of as a I don't know, what do you call it? An art piece, I guess. I like its whole existing thing it's doing.
I like how it's existing, and that's kind of cool.
It's pretty. I think it's pretty cool for it. But you don't get it very often where a game has no dud characters, And granted, Bugsnax only has 14 or 15 characters, counting Clumby and Alejandro. But like, even those two are pretty interesting for how little screen time they get. But anyways, we can save the talking about Bugsnax for later. You wanted to quiz me on Warhammer and shit?
Not quiz, just,
Interrogate me.
interrogations.
If I was a nerdling, would you still love me?
If I was a squig, would you still love me?
If I was a grot, would you still love me?
No.
No. Are you kidding? Gross. Why would you even ask that?
Why would you even ask that? You already know the answer.
You should have known. If I was to play, I would play the Slanesh faction. Maybe the Speed Marines. Or, not Marines, Speed Orcs.
It's not
Oh,
Evil Sons.
The speed ones are my favorite ones. It's the Bad Tooths, or not Bad
Moons.
Not Bad Moons, the Pirates.
Oh, the Freebooters?
Freebooters, there we go. That's my favorite orc faction. Though I'd probably just want to buy Dag's-Cool, or whatever his name is.
Gazcool?
Gazcool, and just like paint him blue.
Paint him blue.
The same way Gaijin Goomba has his Gaz, whatever.
Gazcool Magor.
And painted him to be a bad moon. What did you say?
His full name?
Yeah, what ancient tongue did you just speak in?
Orc.
Who is about to be summoned?
Gazcool.
Oh. Is this a bad thing? It's probably a bad thing.
The prophet of Gork and Mork.
I think that's a bad thing. I like orcs and all, but I don't think I want to see Dazcool real life. That dude's like freaking 10 meters tall.
Dude's big.
Is he as cool? Or not as cool? Is he as big as Emperor of Man?
Probably bigger.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about like an arm wrestling match between those two, but I was like, are they the same size or?
Roughly.
They're about the same size. It's like Bowser and K. Rool, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're about the same size as long as one of the characters isn't compensating in this specific instance.
I mean, the Emperor's kind of a corpse right now, so...
Because sometimes Bowser is like twice the height of Mario, and sometimes he's like 5 times the height of Mario. It depends on how he's feeling.
Yeah, the Emperor's kind of a corpse. You could play forest for that.
Omega count.
Okay.
Okay. Count how many mouths he has.
Okay.
See? I want to play Shadow Generations, but I don't have it. PS3 wasn't got any games on it. You know what game I really want to get, though? The Thousand Year Door remake. Like, I feel like I've had enough of the game spoiled for me, where it's like I kind of get the idea, but gosh, the soundtrack for the remake is so cool.
I mean, it's kind of gotten to the point where I can't really care about Paper Mario that much because of how annoying the fanbase is.
That's true.
I can't bring myself to be like, oh yeah, Paper Mario.
Well, there is one. There is a good Paper Mario game that hasn't been ruined by the fan base.
Flash?
We could still get Origami King.
Yeah.
Paper Mario can be split up into 2 distinct fan bases, which is the ones who stopped caring when Super Paper Mario came out, and the ones that stopped caring, or the ones that started caring when Color Splash came out. Because there are people who really like the first 3 games, and there's people who really like the second 2 games. And then there's me, who got into the game. Oh, data recording pilot. Name and address withheld.
Oh, Land Raider pilot.
Hello. Mission debrief. On our way to reinforce the fleet's Secundus, we were diverted to a distress signal from the planet withheld strategic Yeah? Imperial forces stationed there claimed they had detected the presence of restricted artifact H-class before encountering the redacted heretical. They're being very cryptic in a way that's very annoying. Did you lose a fight to an orc? The value of a redacted classified item could be of extreme significance. I feel like this is orc related. I think you lost a fight to an orc and don't want to admit it. Even though that's really nothing to be ashamed of. Orcs are scary. Orcs are very scary.
I mean, they're the same size as the Space Marines, so...
It's funny because I feel like there's like half-time Warhammer fans that would see an orc and they're like, they're not that bad. It's like, Chaos Marines are like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And orcs are like a little bit taller and significantly wider.
A regular orc
than a
your
marine.
normal orc boy is the same size as a Chaos Marine. We're not even talking about war bosses in them yet.
Chaos Marines, which are the ones that are like already steroided up.
Not to mention, a normal orc got seen by Korn, the god of blood and violence, because he went into the warp, landed in Korn's place, and just started fighting. That got the attention of Korn, and Korn made that guy immortal because he liked him so much.
As you do.
Every time that orc would die, he would just come back. Basically just a Doomslayer, but an orc.
Did you ever think that the Elemental series in Adventure Time is basically just if the Chaos Gods had world domination? I mean, think about it. Flame Princess made everyone very angry and violent, and Princess Bubblegum made everyone happy, which is kind of like Indulgence. And then Nurgle is green, and Zinch is blue.
I think Sage is the only one that doesn't really make sense, because with the Nurgle you don't feel pain.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, Zen vibe slash, it's kind of like, I think that the emotion that Slime Princess was going for was kind of like Serenity, but everyone's was fucking partying the whole time, which I guess kind of works for Serenity, because, like, you are peaceful when you are partying, but it's a bit more high octane than just relaxing. But when they assimilated with Slime Princess, then they did go full Zen, which is why Jake died for, like, the third time in that show.
I mean, we're not even talking about that one episode where Jake just,
The one where Jake actually dies.
keeps dying over and over again.
Yeah, the one where Jake died like 5 times. Oh yeah, so that was actually
What are you doing over there?
That was the episode where Jake died like for the 7th time? 8th time maybe? Yeah, the only one that doesn't make sense is that the ice what's her face? Patience was apathy. Which Zinch is not apathy, he's change.
Change in knowledge.
But I guess she was also, like, the smartest one, because she was the only one who wasn't in the show prior. Going off of this side tangent to another one, Slime Princess was such a weird character in that show.
Yeah.
Because the show kept treating her as if she was a main character, but she only had one Spotlight episode, and that was still a Finn episode. And every other time she was a side character, but, like, not even a side character. Like, even when she was the main character in the episode, she barely got any lines. I'd say there's, like, 3 episodes in the show where you could confidently say she was a main character. But the show never treated her like she was a side character, even though she's, like, C-list at best. You got more scenes from Marvin and frickin' Minerva.
Nectar.
And Nepter. Nepter had more significance in the show than Slime Princess ever did. And then they have the balls to make her 1/4 of the frickin' elementals. But I guess that's better than when they try to make Hot Dog Princess a main character. I think that lasted for a total of 2 episodes before they were like, nah.
This isn't working.
This isn't working.
I'm trying to remember, what was the first thing that I got into with Warhammer?
It was the Orcs, wasn't it?
I think it was the Arts, yeah. And then I, branched off of Chaos Gods.
Yeah, my knowledge of Warhammer when we first tried to get into this... Actually, I think I didn't even have Warhammer knowledge.
Yeah, it was just me. You didn't even know.
I didn't even know that there were figures you could paint. Which I don't think you even told me that when we played this the first time. I think you were like trying to tell me about a bit of orcs, and like I didn't even know there was orcs. I thought this was a sci-fi thing.
It is sci-fi.
It is sci-fi, but it's sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Warhammer is fantasy if it was in space.
Someone perfectly summed it up by saying Warhammer is the opposite of Star Trek.
Yeah, that's that's pretty apt. That is accurate.
Where instead with Star Trek, where everyone's at peace and working together, instead humanity said, "Nah, fuck all of you. I'm gonna kill all of you." Actually,
I keep thinking of that one. I forget if it was a really long episode or if it was a set of episodes where it was like they were trying to unite the five factions to try to prevent these like pig-looking dudes from blowing up Earth for the lulz. So it was like there was the pigs, there was the insects, there was the fish, I think, and then there was another one, I forget. And it's like you had to get 3 out of 5 to turn on the death ray. And the pigs really wanted to destroy Earth. I think that the humans were another one of the 5. I forgot to mention that. So, the humans obviously don't want Earth to be exploded. And then they had the fish on their side, but then they were like, actually, no, I remember the pigs murdered the fish king or whatever, and they said the humans did that actually. I think believed them.
just the classic. Someone walks into the crime scene, and then the guy who just stabbed someone gives another guy the knife and just points at it. It was him.
It was him. He did it. I remember the whole time the insects were also the bad guys, but they were like less willing to go with it than the pigs were. They were like, yeah, all right. And then as they were getting closer to the Earth getting destroyed, the insects were like, you people kind of suck, actually. They were too eager to blow up the Earth, and the insects were like, no, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
No, this is actually starting to get kind of weird.
This is kind of getting a bit freaky for us.
We're gonna dip.
We're gonna dip. Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of funny that people compare Star Wars and Star Trek a lot. Those shows are not the same at all. Like honestly, the fact that they're called Star is the only thing they really have in common. They are not the same. I'd say Star Trek is more similar to Power Rangers than Star Wars.
I mean, if Star's the thing that's making them similar, then Stargate's right there. So we're going to missing it too.
Stargate's kind of like Star Trek, though. Stargate's a bit smarter than Star Trek.
I know, it's like there's 2, but there's actually 3, so...
Mm-hmm. No one talks about Stargate, which is a shame, because it has that one actor in it that I forget the name of, but he played Rumpelstiltskin in Once Upon a Time, and it was like the best part of that show. You remember him, right? Insert a news article where you find out he's actually a terrible person in real life. Dang it.
Always happens.
Every time.
It's like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
I love that actor. Here's an article where you find out that actor actually killed children on their birthdays.
Oh.
Oh.
They have the diehard fans there. It's like, oh no, they're still good.
Actually, the children deserved it. They wanted it.
They started it.
They started it. They're still good, actually.
Can I just be normal, guys?
Would you still watch a movie if the main actor killed someone?
Probably not, no.
Yeah, like there's a separating art from the artist, but there's a certain line where it just feels icky.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not gonna continue that. But I was talking about the family members that I actually trusted. I actually kind of gave myself a headache. Can you go get the pills real quick?
Yeah. Which one?
What?
Pills?
Oh, the headache medicine.
Yeah, I know it's the headache medicine, but what does it look like?
The white one? Next to the
Okay.
orange one?
Alright.
What is that blue? It's like a particle accelerator. I said smart words without knowing what they mean. Am I cool yet? It's kind of a funny thing. It looks like pain relief. I would think so.
I mean, I read it, and I was like, pain relief, this should be it, right?
Yeah, typically when medicine says it does something, that's usually a good sign.
Just got halfway through the hallway, just like, hang on. That wasn't actually the answer to the question I wanted. I said which one. You said the headache one. I was like, alright, cool.
Yeah, got
Wait,
it.
I don't know what that looks like.
I like this pill bottle because it has a smaller pill bottle inside of it.
7. I watched someone play a lot of Sonic games, so, that's just fresh on the mind. It's that fucking Charmy thing from Shadow.
Yeah.
You make it all the way there, it's like, wait, hang on.
Doctor said he wanted me to get a bunch of secret discs. Well, like, what is a disc?
I fucking love the Chaotix because they're all just fuck-ups.
Oh, you didn't turn the light off?
I didn't turn the light off.
Ow, my nails. They're in that weird state of being really sharp, and it hurts. My nails, they hurt my hand.
Were you intentionally trying to sound like Alan?
I noticed that I was accidentally sounding like it, and I tried to do it on purpose afterwards. I counted my paper clips this morning. They're not there. Is season 2 finished yet?
I think so.
Yeah. So we're waiting again for new episodes to come out. I was gonna say there was another game because we're not streaming anything until we finished all the games we started. But there was I wanted to make an exception for Hades because I really want to stream Hades again. Oh, right, it was Blasphemous. I want to play Blasphemous because I keep thinking about this one cutscene and I want you to see it so badly.
I have bad news.
What?
It got moved off PS Plus.
Is it still on the PlayStation?
It's still on PlayStation. It's
Okay.
just not on PS Plus.
We'll just have to buy it then. That's fine.
Yes, I got bad news, buddy.
There's this one cutscene. Okay. If anyone's played Blasphemous, it's the one lore dump when the guy explains the story of the kid who got turned into a tree.
What?
And that's all you get to know.
Tree dude?
Pretty much. I love the dialogue for Blasphemous. That game is so unapologetically dark. Because, like, the lore for that game is basically just the god of their world just decides on a whim if they actually want to help people or not. Where it's like, I forget. I think they're called the Miracle, and it's like one person didn't want to be forced into their arranged marriage. Okay, we'll just turn you into an egg made out of hair. Have fun. But then, like, even still, sometimes they'll just be like, "You prayed to me? Okay, cool. What if you started turning younger while an old man started growing out of your chest? Why do we do this? Fuck you." It's like, just what if God hated you is the game.
I mean, I remember the first boss, I think, where it's like that cool monster-looking thing with the
Mhm.
really smooth animation.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part because, one, I haven't really seen the game, but two,
yeah.
it looks so cool.
And you know the lore of that boss, right?
Yeah, it's like the mind's still intact, but he can't control the body.
The mind is still fully intact, but he has no control over the body. And his brother is forced to hear every single thought he thinks.
Oh!
Yep. Because the game is based off of Spain when it was still plague-ridden. No, or wait, was Spain the one that went through the plague? It's either Spanish. When did the plague happen?
Britain?
Britain? I don't remember.
In like the medieval times, I'm pretty sure.
It's a Spanish setting, but it's based off the plague. So, it's like during the plague, it's when everyone was still religious. So people thought that the plague was like
A
a
punishment.
divine punishment. So that's kind of like the idea for the game is like God just hates people in Blasphemous. But then, like, you're playing as a dude who's like one of the people who I forget the name of the guy you're playing as. It's the it's like it's not. Give me a second. What is it? What is his name? Protagonist from Blasphemous? The penitent one. Okay. I knew it was like the wronged one or something. Like it was one of those kinds of words. Um, so like you're playing as one of the people who uh, you represent. Gosh, I'm thinking way too fast and I can't get any of my words out.
Feeling.
I love Blasphemous lore, but I can't do it any justice. I know there's a few YouTubers that do it. Basically, if anyone wants to get into Blasphemous story, well, first you should play the game. It's like Hollow Knight, where you won't make any sense of the story the first time you play it, but you'll understand it enough for it to be worth it afterwards. And there's this one guy who did a 9-part series where he explained like the basic bits of the lore. It's very interesting. I think Blasphemous lore is more interesting than Hollow Knight's lore. I think it's fascinating, and it has voice acting, and it's really good voice acting. And I've heard from a bunch of weebs the Spanish voice acting is even better, and frankly, I kind of believe them. I haven't listened to it yet, but it sounds true. Um, that's my sleeper hyperfixation for you. For anyone who didn't know, I was a Blasphemous fan. And I haven't even played the second game yet. There's a whole other Blasphemous I'm not even aware of. Anyway, you want to talk about Warhammer?
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to talk about the thing that we're streaming.
Then do it. Quit stalling.
Stop putting pressure on me.
Do it. Talk about Warhammer. You have 12 seconds.
Nurgle.
What about him?
Stop putting pressure on me.
Yeah?
You can't just go, okay, talk, now.
You know I'm joking.
Yeah, I know. The pressure's on streaming.
Uh,
Uh, fucking. I still don't know if I like the Chaos Gods or the Town more.
well, you've got plenty of time to figure it out.
Because they both have, like, really good nature stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like, the rest of the stuff too.
Yeah, you're going through a nature phase.
I don't think it's a phase. I think it's.
Not a phase.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's a phase. This feels right.
I don't know what came over me. I don't particularly find the joke funny, but I really felt like screaming.
That's fair. Because, with the Chaos Demon, the Chaos Gods, you have Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
The Tau, you have Fruit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Party.
Then there's also the fucking, brain work. Come on. Carrots
Bugs.
that are just, animals. They have the orcs, which, the snake bites are, all about the animals. Like, there's just so many different things that I like with Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose one. So, like, when I try to just, like, sit down and choose one, that's like, well, there's this, and there's all this, and there's all this, but I have to choose one because Warhammer's expensive. I can't just keep bouncing between them. It's like, a fucking Great Unclaimer costs $300. Can't just bounce between Warhammer things. You have to choose one.
That's what 3D printing is for.
But still, 3D printers are pretty expensive.
Can't you, like, are there shops you can go to where you can, like, 3D print things there?
I don't think so.
It really sounds like a thing that should exist.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay,
I remember that one story with the fucking doors and Zinch.
yeah.
Remember that one, right?
I think so.
There's like 5 doors and they asked riddles of like, what, 100 million different riddles.
Mm-hmm.
And Zinch couldn't even get through, and Zinch is like, the smartest being.
Yeah.
And then just some girl shows up and just manages to get through. And Zinch finds out that the only way how she got through was cheating.
Nice. Makes sense.
It's so good. It's so Zinch. They should really not be streaming at late times.
I mean, I was talking just fine. You were the one who wanted to pick a topic.
Okay, fine. Go on.
Okay. I can go back to that Bug Snacks conversation. Or give me a second. Let's find something to talk about. I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight lately. I was thinking... Every time I play that game, I always try to find, like, the most optimal way to, get every item with the most minimal amount of backtracking. And I think I had a pretty good route, but I kind of lost it because I went on a burnout break on that game. I finally came up with the great idea of just writing it down. So I think I'm going to write down a list of everything in Hollow Knight and just, like, work out a route that requires the minimum amount of backtracking possible. Because I think like the last pieces I'm trying to figure out is like the most optimal times to get Monomon and what's the one other part? When to go to yeah, no, it's pretty much just Monomon is the one part where I'm like, when do I do this? Because oh, data recording pilot arriving on withheld strategic. We found ourselves overrun by redacted heretical. Yeah, a bunch of orcs. However, we're close enough to detect the presence of the restricted artifact. You found the Wa energy. Fortunately, those before us were wise enough to encase within a restricted technology.
Is it Necrons?
It could be Necrons. It was clear we must return in greater numbers before the restricted artifact is damaged or lost to the redacted heretical.
I mean Necrons.
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, because I was gonna say,
Hang on, before you start talking again.
yeah. Debrief complete. Nice. Nice job, bro. You did it.
The reason why I'm struggling to actually hold a conversation is the stuff that I like is more of just a feel thing and not a talk about thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're talking about, like, no, Blasphemous, Hollow Knight, things like that. Well, my things like, you know, Mortal Kombat, Stardew Valley, Warhammer, where it's like, you can't really just talk about it.
I could talk about Mortal Kombat just fine.
I know, but still.
Hey man, if you don't got anything to talk about, then quit trying to lead the conversation.
You! Anyways, you're saying?
With Monomon, you go to Fog Canyon, and with my route, you go up from Queen Station up to Millabelle, then you go up in a. No, wait. No, I think with my new route, you go up from Salubra, you go up there, and then you go and you get Fail Champion, then you go back around for Lone Wound, then you go back down, and then you go into the Acid Puddle, then you fight Monomon, then you go back down to Millabelle, and then you go into Queen State. Okay, that's how you do it. Then it's just I'm trying to remember when you start that whole chain of events. Is the one part of my route I'm trying to figure out. And then once that route is complete, we can finally stream Steel Soul, like I said ages ago. But anyways, how about talk about the what are they? I'm trying to think. Why don't you tell me interesting orc lore about the blue ones?
The blue ones, I know enough about them, but they are definitely the ones I know the least about.
Okay, tell me about the bad moons instead.
Alright, bad moons. Great, let's go. Orc currency is teeth.
Yeah.
And the reason why the bad moons are, all about tech and the different stuff is because their teeth grow the fastest.
Oh.
So they just have more money. So they can spend that money to get, planes and bikes and giant mechs.
One thing with the orcs that, if you don't know, each color kind of represents a thing. And orcs are funny creatures where if they believe something works, then it does work. So, like, The red ones are fast, the blue ones are lucky, and the yellow ones are the rich ones. Continue.
Yellow is the richest, but they also have the biggest boom.
Yeah.
So they're all about guns. So like with the Goths, they're all about like melee and things like that. With Bad Moons, it's all about the guns.
What's the name of the one faction that's basically just like the U.S. military?
The Blood Axes?
Yeah. I find them funny because I didn't know they existed until we watched that one video about the orcs.
The Rambo-like guys?
Yeah. I like them for the same reason I like the sniper from TF2, where I'm like, I like him because I had no idea he existed. Anyways, you were saying?
Gotta get back on track. So that was like have the biggest effects and things like that. Like, if you play Bad Moons, you are getting the biggest things.
Yeah. If you like big robot, you're into what's that one, Pacific Rim? And that's the faction you like. Big robot with lots of guns.
If you think that big gun is good, you like Bad Moons.
Exactly.
And yeah, I could just start talking about all the different orc stuff.
Just talk about each orc faction.
Give me another one.
The speed race. What? I don't remember. The red ones.
Sons?
Yeah.
They are all about going fast. That's the thing. They live and they die by going fast. They have the most speed freaks, where instead of wanting to fight, they just want to go fast.
Exactly.
So they just have the most planes and the most, well, not the most, but they primarily have that stuff. The most is, Bad Moons. Bad Moons have the most. They primarily have bikes, trucks, planes, things like that. If you see a evil son on foot, they are not happy. It's that simple.
They're upset because they are walking.
Yeah. They are upset because they can only run so fast.
I can't remember any of their names. The
Just tell them the colors.
green, the wizards.
Snake bites?
Yes.
Them are brown.
Oh.
The snake bites are all about the old ways, or the way how the orcs would say it is the old ways.
Yeah.
Because you always have to mention the way orcs talk. That's one of the rules about talking about orcs.
The people who heard orcs and thought that this was the fantasy group.
Yeah. They primarily focus on squigs, which are basically just balls with teeth and legs. They are red balls with legs to get them places and big mouths to bite down on things.
Their insides are made of gunpowder.
Only some of them are. The boom squigs.
Not all of them, just a lot of them.
So, the snake bites, they, raise different kinds of squigs. Like, you get the, what's it called? It's basically like a squig dinosaur thing that
Yeah.
they ride on.
Your iPad's right there if you want to look it up.
It's not a squig-off, is it?
Squiggoth.
No, squig-off's the big thing. This is what a squig-off looks like.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a fucking Torterra right there.
That's someone holding it.
He doesn't look happy about it.
Well, it's expensive.
I
so.
just spent 8 hours painting the squig off, and boy, are my arms tired.
Crash Bandicoot!
I still think that that's the canonical voice for if Crash could talk. He would have an Aussie accent. There's no way around it.
Okay, I don't know.
I can't find it.
I can't find it.
What's this thing called? I cannot find it.
But, yeah, they just... Dinosaur squig.
Just a really big boy.
They ride on them, they have spears. If you can't tell, they're probably my favorite ones. I like them the most.
Is there a white faction for the orcs?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Goths are a black and white checkerboard sort of thing.
Oh, right, they're black and white.
But, it's a good time to mention orcs have weird boys, which, use magic, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They use wild energy to do things.
Funny like that.
Because orc.
Exactly.
Snakebites have whir boys, which are just weird boys.
Fun.
So their magic is more primal and things like that, so I wanted to bring that up now, because,
I guess you could talk about the military dudes.
the, Blood Axes,
Yeah.
they learn how to fight through humans, so their tactics are a lot more, tactical.
Mm-hmm. Aiming.
Aiming, and stealth.
Dreaded purple orc.
They use their brain to think. They're more Morg than Gork.
A really horrifying sacrilegious strategy.
And when they fight, they team up with humans.
The horror.
But yeah, they're just... If you like military stuff, but if you don't want to play as the, the military faction from the humans. If you like military stuff, but if you also want to play orcs, so...
Military stuff, but you don't want to touch those dreaded humans.
Yeah, there's really a lot of stuff to talk about with them, but they're cool.
What's left? The blue ones?
What are they called?
The lucky ones.
That's the one that I always forget the name of.
Hunter missile.
Death Skull. So, they're basically just superstition orcs. They are the biggest ones with the power of belief. They paint themselves blue. I'm not even kidding.
Nice.
And, they are always looting to, try to get the best things without paying for things.
Mm.
So, like, when they're fighting, they're also like taking apart the tanks and things like that to see what they could use.
Yeah.
And sometimes they start fighting each other while fighting the enemy because they're fighting over stuff.
They're the most action-packed group.
And there are the best ones for people are getting into Warhammer. Because you could just take anything, make it orky, and just say that's part of the Decibel. Say they found it.
Makes sense.
You could take a Hot Wheels and just make it look more cobbled together and put an orc on it and just there. They found it.
How far do you think you'd make it if you took the Skylander Boomer and try to pass it off as your own custom figure?
I don't think it would make that far.
You wouldn't pass inspection. Was it the whole of it for that one?
No, I just kind of broke random genre. You threw off my groove.
You threw off the Emperor's Groove.
Actually, no, I think that is it.
Okay. What's the green faction? I don't even remember them.
There's no green one.
What?
They're all green.
But green is the best color.
Yeah, they're all green.
Oh. I guess the...
Except for the Death Skulls, they're blue, but still.
Oh, this whole thing is the top. Okay. I'm trying to remember which ones I haven't even said yet. The black and white ones.
Goths.
Yeah.
They're like just they're the most common one. They're the basic ones.
They are defaults.
Whenever it's orcs, it's probably them.
They're also the emo ones.
They're not emo. Orcs don't even know what emo means. They're more melee focused. And the best part, in my opinion, goth rockers.
Exactly. They have the music video.
They are metal. That is their thing.
It's great. Is there any factions other than the one that I purposefully avoided?
Nah, I think that's it.
Okay, so then it's just the pirates left.
Yeah. Which, with orcs, you're kind of just like born into one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But with the freebooters, they're just outcasts from the other factions that nobody wanted because they were too annoying or something. Each one of them has their own reason, but still, most of the time they just got annoyed with them.
Yeah.
Because one of them was a bad moon. Just, even out of the bad moons, had more teeth than everyone else. But talking is painful.
Words.
But, so, because he was, the best one, the rest of the bad moons just kind of kicked him out. Because they want to be on top.
Exactly.
It's not fun when there's someone who is just better than you.
In a world where everyone is Mr. Krabs.
So, people join the freebooters.
Your money may be meaningless now, but at least you can be a pirate.
But the money still means something.
Oh, okay.
Money.
Money do be money.
All orcs use teeth as currency.
Oh, okay.
The only difference is that the bad moon's teeth grow in faster,
Uh,
so they have more.
Dude's just like a shark.
Yeah, literally.
Does it have to be orc teeth or can it be anyone's teeth?
It can be grot teeth,
Gross.
but
Joking.
yeah, like you find a grot and you just punch all its teeth out and take it.
That's so sad, but also very funny.
It deserves. They're a grot.
Exactly.
You can tell that I like orcs.
Almost done with this, and then we can have the mental refresh of starting another level.
Just welcome to grot and punch all its teeth out, but deserves. He was a grot.
Deserved. Rot. Gross.
Disgusting.
Pathetic creatures. Get out of my sight.
I can't believe that actually got the game. How did Sega get away with that?
It's a great question, but also it was a bit less strict back then.
I mean, it was like 2005.
Yeah, it was less strict back then, I think. I think they just
It
weren't.
was less strict, but it's still like, hey guys, shouldn't we like not do this though?
I think that just no one was paying attention.
Why do they have to specify the color of the aliens? I guess the black arms, but how do you have to specify the color every time?
Black is the color of evil, so therefore, if we call the creatures,
No, that's not how you do it. No.
say no.
Shadow, no.
Can't be doing this. Almost there. 1%. Why is this whole part just rust? Did you know they're making a Pony Island 2?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's called Pony Island 2, but at this point it's kind of more like Pony Island 4, because the Hex was already Pony Island 2. So it's more like Inscription 2. Ding, da, ding. Oh. Almost there. Uh-oh, it's all rust. Engine, armor, and skid plate. What's your skid plate? I guess it's time to find out. Uh... Oh. Well, that wasn't so hard.
There we go.
Yay, courage and honor. Okay, I would take a long look at this thing, but I feel like we've been here for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna... Lovely. Canticle complete. Tech priest, your efficacy in this blessed task has exceeded chronological metrics. I feel the motive force of the venerable vehicle resonate. The Omnissiah has indeed brought us a worthy adept. I shall try it at that Tyro 656 reserves only the most glorious and odorous benedictions for your attention. In the meantime, it would be prescient to reflect on the further reduction of your biologica to increase your efficacy further. Blessed be the Omnissiah. Cool. Redemptor Dreadnought.
Oh, it's a dreadnought.
Oh. Chant of the Unrelenting Hammer initiated. Tech Priest of... Wait, I know this is the same guy, never mind. Tech Priest, though many of us have been stationed within this glorious ring of iron for a time immemorial, none have borne witness to the caliber of warrior which stands before you now. Besmirched by the unholiest of Xenos and Flora, it rages for absolution. Know, then, that you will perform rites of cleansing upon a dreadnought. Variant withheld declassification level of the chapter withheld, once fallen, twice risen, and now augmented by machine. The dreadnought will exalt the Omnissiah for millennia to come. This is a singular honor. Do not fail me unless you wish for transfer to the Skitari on Parlous 5. Glory to the Machine God.
So, important thing to know about dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
So, guess what happens when a space marine dies?
It's so tiny. They get put into one of these.
Yeah, against their will.
Yep. Oh, hey, look, it's the platform.
Oh. Why isn't this the first one?
Huh. I
It's
guess
smaller than the Rhino,
they wanted the first one to be up there.
I guess. But yeah, dreadnoughts are one of the darkest parts of the Empire of Man.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Because, like, oh, great. You get to be in a coffin, but you're still alive. You don't get to see. You're just... All your battle damage is still there. You're just still somehow alive.
There's a man in here.
Yeah, actually.
Yep.
So what the... I'm trying to remember what the thing's called. What kind of space marine one is this? Chapter. Which chapter is this?
Check if there's a trophy for this level.
Because the last time it was the Ultramarine, so...
Back to the Future, there's Warhammer. Complete the... Oh. Oh, wait. Complete the Redemptor Dreadnought using only the yellow nozzle. That's lame. Alright. My eyes are tired. Should we keep going or should we be done?
This is a small one, guy.
Alright. Cleanse initiated. Are you the same guy from the last one or are you a different dude?
I think it's the same guy.
Cognition clarification required. Yeah? Engineer outranks Tech Priest, and yet... Oh, Engine Seer outranks Tech Priest. And yet what? Tech Priest sanctifies Dreadnought, whilst Engine Seer cleanses Promethium fuel drums. Wah wah. Foliage grime. Carbon deposits. Cool. tiny logo. It's like the Legend of Zelda. It kind of is, though. Lore?
Is this a Dark Angel?
Uh, might do.
Look at the other logo again. Yeah, this is a Dark Angel. Fine.
Okay, I want to keep going, but my eyes are starting to do like a weird tired thing, so I think we need to stop. Probably just
Blast
gonna,
his face.
yeah, probably just gonna do this again tomorrow. So I'm not gonna really bother with an outro.
So I want to see like the main color of this thing though.
Oh, okay.
So like just blast his face a bit more. Okay, so yeah, it's just white.
Caliban.
Is it not the?
It's kind of like a almost a yellowy color.
Instead, just look up.
Neat.
How do you spell it?
Caliban. Any day now.
Yeah, I see him. Look like this.
Uh,
It's not really different. Chapters of Space Marines.
okay,
I just like look at this.
jeez. Yeah, okay, we need to finish the stream and I'm probably gonna go to bed. I suddenly got very tired. You still checking stuff?
I'm just looking at all of them.
Uh, uh,
So many.
do we finish the stream now?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. Bye.